Welcome to Happy Valley, home of the Penn State Nittany Lions and one of the most passionate fan bases in all of college football. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. As we'll see the #2 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, taking on another team from the Big Ten, the Penn State Nittany Lions. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Nittany Lions will put total leather to crank us up. From inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. So Oregon's offense is on the field for the first time today. The man they want to get the ball to in this passing game. This is the type of receiver, David, when he's covered, he's still open.
He's still putting that hand up in the air. Coach, I'm still open. And more importantly, his quarterback knows that. They're going to move him all over the field. They're going to feature him on offense. They're going to make sure he gets a lot of touches, whether he's open or whether he's open, because he's always open.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Crosses the 40. Stopped at the 42, but he got... Yards on the play.
And on that run, he shows you his speed, speed, speed. When I think Oregon Duck... Michael James, Kenyon Barner, Jonathan Stewart. I think about guys that are burners, and when they got into the second level, they were gone. That's exactly what this guy is right here.
That is a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting in the backfield, making the play.
How about getting the foot down on that throw for the big completion? The Ducks are on the move. Quarterback checking the play. Going up top on first down. He's got his man. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense.
Ooh, that's a nice throw. Great accuracy there. And when you think about Oregon quarterbacks, I know we think about guys running around a little bit, but think back to guys like Dan Fouts, A.J. Feely. How about that name? Joey Harrington, of course, Justin Herbert. These guys could thread the needle from the pocket, make all the throws. This guy here reminds me a little bit of them.
The noise level is relentless here on second down. Here's the handoff. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Listen, guys, this is one of the top 10 passing offenses in the entire country. Maybe they're trying to catch the defense napping by going goal line and running the football. Not a lot of success on that last play. Hey, bud, get back to doing what you do best. Throw the ball.
It's complete to the left. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down. This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited.
Touchdown, Ducks! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board. And the extra point makes it 7-0. So it's a 77-yard touchdown drive, and the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. So the Penn State Nittany Lions offense will try to get something going with their first possession. Typically, the last thing a defense wants is to have a backer on a wide receiver, but we may see some of that today, guys.
Typically, you don't see linebackers that can run like this guy, and that's why they feel okay letting him cover this dynamic wide receiver one-on-one.
Yeah, and feel okay, it's not going to be a good thing. You better get your hands on him early. Put your physicality, let that win. It ain't going to be your speed.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. They get to him as he throws. It's complete. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. Off the play fake on first down. Throws for the tight end. Makes a connection. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. The Nittany Lions have it with a 1st and 10. Power football with the run. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
And that is an all-too-familiar sight. Listen, this team won last week, but they gave up 4 sacks. They got to protect this young man early in this game. Don't set the tone, and let's not go back to last week.
And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack. The Nittany Lions send out the punt unit. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Gets his first one of the day off. He was called on 4 times in last week's win. No opportunity to run it back as the ball goes out of bounds. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
Quarterback on the keeper. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27.
Yeah, and that's the hard thing about these QBs that can move and run all over the place and give you so many options is that didn't even look like much, but it chews up so much yardage and gets those little gains that just death by 1,000 cuts that continue to happen with this offense.
Yeah, they're just going to need more push up front. There was nowhere for that running back to go. The offensive line got moved right back into his lap, and as a result, they lose yards on that.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. He couldn't find anywhere to go, and now it's 4th down. And the Ducks will bring the punt team onto the field. Takes it on the return. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah.
And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. A first down sack can wreck a drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Quick pass on the fly motion. Good, solid tackle.
Well, in that down and distance, you're probably expecting him to throw it way down the field to get the first. Instead, they go push pass, and they did catch the defense off guard. And even though that was a big explosive play, David, they still didn't have enough yards to get it.
Well, and catch me off guard is relative. That's what you would say, the offensive player. I would say, listen, we're playing a little bit deeper because we're not going to give up the first down. We react to the short stuff, and obviously that's a quick, easy pass from the offense. Rally up, make the play, live to fight another down.
Well, he might have wanted to just let that one go to see if it would go into the end zone, but makes the fair catch at the 5. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And, David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
Looking to go up top on first down. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. They get him down after he makes the catch.
And that's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
That last completion sets him up on 2nd down. Now the play fake. Trying to get to it. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Pressure affects quarterbacks, and this guy's one of the best in the nation. I don't care how talented you are, but if you're being hit, you're not going to throw completions.
One final play before the end of the quarter. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And that one is incomplete. It's the end of the first quarter. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. The Ducks line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll wave for the fair catch and haul it in at the 25. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
The give to the tailback. Still running at the 40. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46. Not much can impose your will on a defense like popping a big run.
Especially when they know you're going to run it, right? This offense right now is just more physical. They're more physical up front in the trenches. And this running back and his ability to break tackles, that is just so demoralizing for this defense.
Off play action. Buying some time as he moves left. Quarterback gets the first down. They'll chase him out of bounds after a nice pickup on the play. And the Nittany Lions have their offense in high gear. Now he's looking to throw it. Got his man quickly. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. You can hand it to him, you can throw it to him. Either way, he's making his presence felt.
Those are your favorite plays, Reese, the him plays, right? They're finding ways to get him the ball because he can make plays, whether it's running.
And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State! Man, did he show some hops for that one.
Some serious vertical right there. I tell you what, everybody in front of you, hey, I'll go by air if I need to. Good job getting in the air, getting the touchdown.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. USC went scorched earth in a double-digit win that might have been worse had they not sat the starters in that fourth quarter. Total destruction by the Trojans in a statement win if there ever was one. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
Well, if you're going to get first downs against this defense, you're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to make people miss. This is an excellent tackling unit. You saw it on that last play.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. The quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
It's nice for this D coordinator when he puts his nickel package out on the field because that nickel player he's got who subs in is good in coverage. He's also aggressive. He does a nice job blitzing, and he can play the run. They can spy the quarterback. There's a lot of different tools this guy's got to defend against a mobile quarterback, and I think we saw a little bit right there in that nickel package now setting up fourth and long.
Talk about aggressive. This head coach is keeping the offense on the field inside his own 30. On fourth down, they're taking to the air. He'll pull it down and run. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down.
Sometimes these guys just have eyes in the back of their head. You saw it right there. He was able to buy himself time, get outside the pocket, and at that point, I think the decision was pretty easy. Hey, I can go get this with my feet. He was able to do that. Now they got a fresh set of downs.
He'll pull it down. Turns it on in midfield. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the experience this guy has, right? He's so poised that initially he's flushed out of the pocket, nothing's open, and he doesn't panic. He's not throwing it away. He's not sliding early. He just knows where the defense isn't, and he's able to attack that space with his speed and get a positive play.
Just gets rid of the football, nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down.
And sometimes you see great shooters, and they get on fire, and they just can't miss. And that's what this QB looks like the last couple weeks, man. Just completion percentage through the roof, running the offense at an elite level. You can tell in complete control of this offense.
He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Third and short, coming from the 34. You wonder if this is four-down territory. They'll try to power their way ahead. What a nifty run there to pick up the first down.
And another nice gain by the offense. All right, defense. We got to change something up here. They're putting a big drive together, play after play, having a lot of success. How do we break the rhythm? How do we give them something that can create a tackle for a loss or a sack or something to get momentum back on my side?
He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stopped.
Well, right away after picking up a first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for them.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Oregon. Lining up to add another.
And what a push up front by this offensive line. Everyone playing in unison, driving out of their stance, working into the second level, hats on hats, creating a lane for that running back.
From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you played a lot. Worn out, you need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer, but you've also got to take your time and give your defense an opportunity to get their win.
And a really nice job by the defense winning second down. I think the quarterback thought he could dump this off, maybe get some positive yards, set up a good third down. The defense did a great job responding and getting that running back on the ground.
Looking for a huge play. Snatches it on the right. The expressway is wide open. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. And he did get that extra point through, no problem with the frozen tundra beneath him. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Running behind that left side. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one.
Man, when I can run the football like that on first down and create second and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
Gets open down the middle. And the defense able to drag him down, but not before. They'll recycle that down marker.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that aren't always trying to throw the home run ball, right? Second down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is not open. Just find the back. He'll go do something positive with it. This guy is a weapon, and you got to find him in the passing game.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Working that left side now. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Throws a nice completion there for a first down. This guy has been the biggest key to this team's success all season long. He's shown up in big moments. He's won big games. He's putting up big numbers, and that's why he's in the discussion to win the Heisman Trophy.
Tackled, but he has a first down.
It's so important this offense is able to get this guy the ball in space, especially on the perimeter of the field. And I love that last play call because he's able to get outside and use his speed. To me, that's where this guy is his most dangerous.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. Really need to find a productive play this time on second and long. He's looking to throw. Skips away from pressure. And he'll just get rid of that one.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
He's right on target.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. What do? You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
They're bringing heat. Forced out of the pocket. On the run, fires downfield. Touchdown, Ducks! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. And the returner will be knocked down. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
He's going to run it. And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Wants to throw on first down. He's got an open man. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. He'll come out throwing on first down. It's on target and complete. He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. The offense will quickly use the timeout. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. He's back to throw on second down. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing. They've worked it down to the 30. This defense standing tall, trying to force a field goal try. Just threw that one away to avoid disaster. Here comes the field goal unit. And there is a degree of difficulty with this one, a 47-yarder from the right hash. He's got it, showing off that big leg from 47 yards out.
I'll tell you, man, this kid has NFL-type leg strength. He just booted that into the wind, and that was no problem.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. One more snap coming before halftime. The receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Comes out throwing on first down. Trying to burn this defensive back. It's incomplete, and they tried to get one on the board before the break and couldn't quite make the connection. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. We're ready to get it started here in the second half. No chance for a return as that ball flies out of the back of the end zone. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. They had a really productive first half, but in a game like this, they better keep it up.
You know, at halftime, the offense and defense separate, and they kind of go over their own adjustments. You know the offense was saying to themselves very quietly, guys, we're not going to stop anybody. We got to keep scoring if we're going to win this game.
And he's running in the open. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
As a defensive end, trust me, I was a defensive end, I can tell you, you start getting a little lathered up. Now you got your second sack. It's only the third quarter. Your eyeballs are getting big. This is going to be one of those days. I'm going to get me 3. I'm going to get me 4. Shoot, I might even get me 5.
They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Now facing a 3rd and long. They want to throw it. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Defense was not fooled by that screen to the back, and they'll stop him short of the marker. It'll be 4th down. The Nittany Lions will send out the punt unit. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. The punt goes out of bounds, and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Looking for room at the 25. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down.
Well, on offense, you've got to love the way your offensive line is playing in this game. They're getting tremendous movement up front and climbing into second level and really giving these backs and ball carriers a lot of room to run all game long.
Quick completion on the out. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. The Ducks keeping this defense off balance. They can hit them from a variety of angles, this time going up top.
There's so many things to look at. You know, they've always traditionally gone fast as well in the past at Oregon, but, you know,
And the ball is caught. He's inside the 35.
And this guy has been putting up huge video game-type stat numbers each and every week. Threw for over 300 yards last week. He's putting up another monster game today. Late in the year when you know Heisman voters are watching, this guy wants to bring the Heisman Trophy home.
Nice job to keep it himself, find the first down marker, and move the change for this offense.
Looking really good on that option play. We've seen that here before in Oregon. Marcus Mariota, Dennis Dix, and Bo Nix. Guys that can run the option play and keep defenses honest. Because of this guy's speed, I'll tell you, he fits right in here at Oregon.
They're working that left side. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening 1st and goal from the 9.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
This offense trying to quieten the crowd on 1st and goal, and they are not cooperating. And you'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Oregon! I tell you, when this drive started, the defense thought they had them in a hole. Not anymore. What a performance.
And I really like the play calling by the offensive coordinator on that last drive. That was a nice mixture of running and throwing and getting different players involved. Really nice job, very poised in that play calling, and it showed up with the touchdown.
Not going to give him a chance to make a play as they boot that thing through the end zone. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. He's looking to throw. He'll off one deep down the left side. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on 2nd down. They're staring at 3rd.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass. Locating the football, no PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Nittany Lions will try to pin them back with the punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt And this one will be marked dead just outside the 40-yard line. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. The give to the back. They could have used a little bit more there. Pick up of 3. It's 3rd and 7. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. They'll run the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. The Ducks have it with a 1st and 10. They move the tight end all over. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Feeling some heat. He's in a world of trouble, and it's a catastrophic loss on that play. Big 1st down sack for the defense. Brings up 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Got it in the middle. It's Strickland. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. And they'll pat the kicker on the tail and tell him to go give it a shot. He says he's got a big leg. He's going to have to show it from 56 yards out. What a disappointment. No good. After the miss, the lead still at 11. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm. Got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here, Palmer.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit.
And they got him for the sack.
A loss of 7 yards on the play.
Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. And the pressure gets to him again. Another sack.
And if your job is to irritate, to confuse, to hit, to make quarterbacks feel very uncomfortable, this defense is definitely doing their job. 6 sacks. That's the way to make the quarterback feel like he's having a hard day. He's had no response. This offensive line has no response. Just a sack party.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish strong.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Scrambling away. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll...
Couple weeks, man, you're getting a lot of consistency from this QB. And you got to love it as a play caller, man. You can drop him back. You can throw the ball a ton. You can trust him. Getting the ball to different wide receivers. He's really in a good groove the last couple games.
Pressure coming. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And you must do that against a guy of this caliber. This kind of QB will absolutely pick you apart. You got to get hurries. You got to get pressures. And when you can get hits and make him feel the physicality of the game, maybe you can take that guy and knock him down a few notches.
On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Makes a grab enough for the first. And not much of a 4th down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing, an easy conversion for this offense. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. With the 1st down, they'll put it in play from the 33. To the ground with the back. And a 9-yard gain on 1st down leaves him with 2nd and short.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
And the Ducks are rolling down the field. The give to the back. He breaks a tackle. Got some room, entered to the goal line. Touchdown, Ducks! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. That ought to be enough to make this lead insurmountable, and with it, they'll be a perfect 10-0.
And the running back gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You could tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch.
Yeah, it was a nice comeback route. Most important part of a comeback route, dude, I got to sell you vertical like I'm running a go, and then I sit down and I come back to the football catch. A nice route by the wide receiver.
Fires to the tight end. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the 1st down. The Nittany Lions come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll throw it on 1st down. Quickly complete. And he got enough for the 1st down, but somebody put the hit stick upside his head. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the 2nd half. It's 1st and 10. Fires to the big fella. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be 2nd and just a few breaths away from the 1st down. Less than a yard to go to pick up the 1st down. Off the bootleg and rolling out. Pocket starts to collapse. Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41.
This quarterback has been under duress all game long. He's one of the best in the country, and he's used to having his way. He's the one who's used to dictating to opposing defenses, but that has not been the case in this game. Here we are late. He's still under pressure, taking a sack there.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He's going to let it go. He caught it. He stopped just short of the goal line, but they'll have it 1st and goal from the 1.
And this offense has got to kick it in high gear now. Making a big play, that is great, but we got to go up-tempo. We got to go fast. We're trailing big in this ball.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Penn State. Precision blocking up front created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
They'd hoped to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. He'll start this drive firing. Keeps looking downfield. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw away.
Couldn't make the connection on first down. Now here on second. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it.
And no surprise, I mean, with the way they're running the ball early in this game, they're just going to keep doing it. And they're just not hammering out 2, 3, 4-yard gains. They're gashing this defense. You saw it right there.
He's looking to throw it. Gets it out fast. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. To have any chance in the world, this defense has to come up with a stop on first and goal. Wants to go up top. A little screen to the running back. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. Well, he made the grab, but the doors closed quickly after that.
And I like this. I want to find my running back, but man, he's got to do a little more damage after the catch. I need a stiff arm. I need a spin move. I need something where he can make that guy miss and pick up a bunch of yards and maybe get a big play out of it.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
They were all over him, nowhere to go as that third down play turned into a disaster. 4th down and goal from the 3. Can the defense get a stop? Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone. That score pushes us out to a comfortable margin, and they are oh so close to a 10-game winning streak.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out, just continuing to remain undefeated. Whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams, they have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
We hit the 2-minute warning, and this offense is desperate to make something happen and do it in a hurry. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, that you're talking about.
Coming after him. He'll try to do it himself. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. They'll try to get it through the air. Here's a throw downfield late. Makes the grab, gets the foot down, just precision execution on that big play. The Nittany Lions will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. What a snag by the defense. He'll try to take it back. He's at the 40. And on the interception return, he'll finally be stopped at the 33.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Looking to pass on 2nd down. Spits it out to the back. He's got his man. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down mark. Ball's at the 25. They're in field goal range within. Love to convert this 3rd and short. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
This is a top 25 offense in college football, and I like what they do. They can run the football on 3rd downs when they need to. They show you right there. They've got some balance to them. They really know who they are. They have a good identity, and that's why they've been so successful this season.
Timeout called by the offense. 29 seconds left on the clock. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Runs through a tackle. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery. The 30. The 10. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. The scoop and score.
And that's just the guy you want to find that football. The ball's loose. Who do you want to get it? One of your little fast guys. The defensive back picks it up and turns on the afterburners. Takes it all the way back for the touchdown.
And he puts through the extra point.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Time is against them, still down by 2 scores, but they'll line up for the onside kick. Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball.
And this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time, when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
On 1st down, here comes this offense. Leaves it with the running back. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. The defense uses a timeout, and we are down to 11 seconds left to play. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. Trying to beat the D deep. He's got it inside the 15. Touchdown, Oregon! And once he got loose, it was all over. That ought to be enough to make this lead insurmountable, and with it, they'll be a perfect 10-0.
And they say play to the final whistle. This offense took it to heart. Scoring late, maybe they could have wasted the clock. They made no doubt about it. This one's over.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And after this play, the cake will be baked. DBs will try to keep everything in front, getting some heat. Ball falls to the turf. The final pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for this one. When we get to the offseason and they start having coaching clinics, they're going to